That's where we're going to start. Chip, what's cooking down there in Kenosha?
Yeah, you know, it's the snow, of course, continuing to fall. Around 9 this morning is when it really started. A few flakes started flurrying down, and then it just picked up from there and it hasn't stopped since. You'll notice, and those that are just joining us, you didn't see me do this before, but the snow just coming almost sideways right now. So the wind playing a big factor down here in the Kenosha area. This is really kind of small snow. I'm not the meteorologist on staff here, but as layman's terms, I would describe this as tiny little balls, really, not so much big fat flakes or anything. So it falls and then just keeps on going. The stuff on the ground not sticking. I mean, we're in a parking lot right now that really hasn't seen too much plow attention, and yet here's the pavement, pretty clean, a little slick. Not that bad. The real issue, and Ted, you mentioned it before, and I neglected to say it, is in the Kenosha area, it's visibility out on the roads. The roads themselves are clear as far as conditions. You see behind me traffic moving along nicely, but when you're actually on that road, and that's 94, it's maybe, I would guess, about a half mile to a mile of visibility, so you really can't see too terribly far down the roads. And I was driving the Kenosha County roads earlier where it was even worse. I would say probably the worst today that I saw was about a quarter-mile visibility, where again, this little tiny snow just coming in, falling, and just blowing across the road and just keeps on moving. That, of course, also makes it hard to really measure the snow. You've got the huge drifts in one spot and the next to nothing in another, like where I'm standing, and fortunately, like my driveway. As for the road road crashes, Kenosha County Sheriff's Department has told us that they've responded to 14 between 9 this morning and 3 o'clock. And 14 over the course of 6 hours, really not that bad. We've seen much worse here, but that, of course, does not include the morning commute when there was no problems. This evening commute now coming up, I do anticipate things getting worse here in southern part of Wisconsin, and then, of course, further down into northern Illinois. But things not all that bad across the rest of our viewing area. I'm going to toss it over to Mike Lowe, who's standing by in Waukesha, where, Mike, I understand things are not as worse, or not as bad.